What I want you to know is you can be safe and comforted by this beautiful natural world. It took me a long while to believe this, and it took a lot of repetition to integrate it as truth in my body. Over and over again, I had to bring my body back to the places that felt safe and comforting. I couldn't stay in discomfort or disconnection and expect to heal or be okay. I definitely couldn't be inspired or thrive by staying in the places that threatened my safety and well-being. I'm including the internal spaces within my perception that kept me stuck in misery. The vicious cycles that perpetually convince us that we are unloved and not good enough, as if destined to suffer. The cycles that try to convince us that we should accept our misery as normal, and then maybe we'll be okay with the pain instead of constantly trying to get rid of it. What if it is okay to experience hardships? And it's okay to not? What if it's okay to feel safe and loved? What if you are not destined to suffer and hurt repeatedly? I'm not trying to convince you of anything. I'm simply sharing my story in hopes you might connect elements to your own. My love for these forest walks astonishes me. It leaves me unable to comprehend such love. Today, I felt all the other times that I felt this feeling of complete love, and I remembered rocking my babies and grandchildren. I remembered their purity. I remembered mine. I started to cry happy tears while standing partially frozen in the woods. Today it is 9 degrees. Feels like -1 according to the local weather app. Last night on Substack, Beth Kempton asked, "What is your medicine and how will you offer it to the world today?" I didn't overthink about the question. I allowed whatever words wanted to bubble up from my well. I shared, as simple and honest as I can possibly access in the now. My medicine is my inner child being healthy, loved, safe, curious, and playing. It's been a lifetime of devotion to get to this embodied safety, where not only I could be reborn, but grow and thrive in safety. In these videos, when I'm out in nature, it is where I flourish. Sharing these safe spaces in nature with you, where infinite joy and wonderment excites and play through connection and kindness, is how I share my medicine. I recently listened to Diary of a CEO, where Daniel Priestley shared business advice. And I'm paraphrasing, but basically he said, give 90% of what you do freely, inexpensively, and keep out the best 10% of your offerings for paid customers who are willing and able to pay what they're worth. And this led me down a rabbit hole. He also shared to be visible in at least 4 platforms and have many ways people can get to know you through your public shares. Since starting my career in 2009, I haven't had these pieces of business advice, and truthfully, it feels like I've been following my intuition my whole life, not knowing if I was doing it right or wrong according to society's standards. It's currently 2025, and I've been self-employed as an entrepreneur for 16 years. I haven't followed protocols or purchased courses that try to convince me that if I follow their advice, my life will become better than I could imagine. Instead, I followed my instincts and the deeper wisdom of what I call spirit to guide me. I don't claim to have the answers. If anything, I claim to not have the answers. But I do claim that you do, and that is where I can help. I've devoted my life to bringing myself back to these places of safety, intuitively knowing I can only grow and thrive through safety, connection, and love. I'm now nearly half a century old, and I've devoted my life to helping people bring their bodies back to safety, connection, and love. This is my life's work. It's my devotion, my medicine, and my offerings through a myriad of ways. I hold soul sessions with individuals and families. I birthed and created a fun mushroom oracle deck for people to purchase that heals through integrating death and rebirth principles. I co-facilitate ecstatic dances and meditations, shamanic journeys, addiction groups, and lead soul writing circles. I sit on the Earth Wisdom Council board for an online community garden in Mighty Networks. I share my writing and book reviews on paganpages.org and on my own personal Substack. I hold book clubs. The list goes on and on. You can receive my offerings freely on YouTube, on Instagram, Facebook. You can find offerings on Mighty Networks and Substack and in personal soul sessions. You can purchase the Mushroom Medicine Oracle deck. I've created an online visibility for more than 12 years. I've been consistent, open, vulnerable, and raw. This is a long way of saying and sharing my medicine, and why you'll find me here in the natural world, usually the forest, pouring this medicine for all to drink. It is in drinking they too will remember their medicine and bring its medicine to the people. Together we'll create and live in a world that is seeped in our beautiful, authentic offerings. It is my greatest joy, and it is where I will meet you over and over again.